What's up, YouTubers? It's Tamara Chase here, and this is Acro Fundamentals Lesson 7. So you can see that my voice and the sound that's actually coming out is not matching up. That's because for some reason our audio did not record, so I'm doing a voiceover for this current lesson. I do apologize. We're starting with our warm-up. This is our cardio warm-up. We do this for 2 counts of 8. This is to Love You Different by Justin Bieber. And we're starting with those front alternating lunges. Make sure that back knee is dropping really low to the ground and pushing off that front leg. And then we jump those lunges for 2 counts of 8. Keep it going, switch to the left. So it's 1 count of 8 each for these jumps. And we go into these deep squats with our arm press. So we're mimicking that squat rack. So squeeze your glutes as you come up to standing and really pull those elbows back behind you. So we're squeezing those laterals. Squat deep, and we're going to do really fast arm circles to the front and really fast arm circles to the back. Make sure you stay low. Yes, ideally both of us should be even lower in this shot. And we're going to repeat that. So we do this, I think it's 3 entire times to this whole song. Guys, it's really great to choreograph your warm-up. This is going to make your classes run so much faster and smoother, and it gives the kids confidence because they know what to expect. If you do not have these lesson plans, definitely check out our website. The link is in the description below, where we sell all of our lesson plans and curriculums that we're currently using in the studio. It's always a work in progress, so we're always going to be adding to the material that is listed there, but there are some things that you can definitely use to get started. See, so I'm going to come over here to Winnie, and she's going to squat lower. There we go, that's where she should be. And really fast, small arm circles. Back to those lunges. Last time, 3rd time's a charm. Again, I really do apologize with the audio. I shot it with the audio on. I just don't know if the channels weren't speaking to each other and something was accidentally bumped maybe. Keep that chest up, keep your hands on your hips when you're doing these lunge jumps. It's tough, guys, but you can do it. Just breathe. See, so here I'm talking about squeezing those arms behind your back, so you're also getting a little bit of those arm workout in with your squats. And fast arm circles forward, hold that belly in, stay low. Last time, guys, and we are done. Alright, coming down into a little bit of a flexibility for the warm-up, we're going to do a series of lunges. So I was just doing a regular lunge into a triangle stretch. Make sure those hips are pulled back even. You can create your own lunge series of stretches that's going to just warm up those hip joints for your students. And we're going to turn into a side lunge. Make sure that we're keeping that working knee and toe off of the floor, looking up to the ceiling, and switch to the other side. There, I was checking my audio and I was still on, so again, I don't know why it didn't work. And into that left lunge facing the back wall. Really keep that back leg straight to lift that hamstring up to the ceiling, and straighten into triangle stretch. As you can see, both of us need to pull that left hip back. We're going to turn into our side lunge. Again, knee and toes to the ceiling. We don't want to roll in. That's a completely different stretch. And come back into that second position. Grab your ankles, pull your head through your legs. Really keep that weight forward in your toes as much as possible to get a deeper stretch. And plie bend, inhale and exhale, straighten it up. Plie bend, inhale and exhale, straighten it up. and slowly roll it up to standing. Alright, good job guys. We're going to come down onto our hands and knees, and we're going into those pitch stretches. So we're going to undo that right leg to the back, lift it up to the ceiling as much as possible, and hold it there. So let me walk over here to Winnie. We're going to make sure that that knee is super straight, and we're really going to push back into that hip, straighten that knee, and if you want to, you can square the hips off or you can open them, giving you two different kinds of stretches. Nice, and come on down. Good, 8 pitch kicks on the right, 8 on the left. Keeping those legs nice and straight. And switch to the other side. Sometimes you can do 10. I usually alternate anywhere between 8 and 10 of everything. Keep those knees really straight. Use those leg muscles. Good. Okay, let's come down onto our hands and knees, and we're gonna do some wrist circles and wrist stretches on the bottoms and the tops of our wrists. Let's circle them, place the palms on the floor, get those shoulders to go all the way over your fingertips. To the right and to the left. Shake it out. Okay, we're standing up on our feet, going into juggler arms. So this arm's going across the face, behind, up, and out. Across the face, behind, up, and out. And you can do 8 to 10 of these. Really try to keep those ribs closed and do not let your torso move or wiggle as much as possible. And to the left, across the face, behind the head. When you go behind the head, make sure that elbow goes all the way back behind your head, like somebody's pulling that arm before it releases. So that way you're really getting that range of motion that's needed to warm up your shoulder. And you can do 2 of the arms together at the same time as well, that works. And shake it out. Good, you should be feeling nice and warm all over your body from your head to your toe. Let's jump into back and contortion. So we're on our stomachs in our cobra. We're going to do these cobra series with open knees and closed knees. So we press up into that cobra and roll it all the way down. Keep those elbows together and press it all the way up. Open the chest, right foot to the head, and we hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and we roll it all the way down. And we're going to press it back up, and we're going to take that left toe to your head and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and roll it all the way down. And curl it back up, both toes on your head for 5, 4, open your chest, 3, 2, and lower all the way down. Go ahead and bring those knees and ankles close together. Squeeze those elbows together and curl it back. Hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and all the way down. Make sure you're squeezing your bum. And curl it all the way up. Right toe to the head for 5, 4, 3, 2, and roll it all the way down. Good, press it all the way back up, and we're going to take that left foot to the head and hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and lower all the way down. It's a tough challenge for Winnie to keep her chest open, but make sure you're doing that. Both toes onto your head. Hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, and all the way down. Nice, go ahead and relax it there. We're going to do some reverse crunches with our hands behind our head, and these are negatives, meaning it's a fast up and a slow down. So you really want to try to curl up nice and fast and lower down as slowly as possible. Up 1, all the way down. Up 2, slowly down. Up 3, resist it. Up 4, resist. And up 5, lower. And 6, make that bun touch your bum. And 7, all the way down. And 8. And 9, head goes back. And last one, we're going to hold it there for 5, 4, 3, 2, and then we take a little stretch. Make sure you're squeezing and pressing your tailbone down into the floor, and relax. Nice. Okay, let's lift up into that boat pose, and we're going to hold it here for 10 seconds, and we go into those extreme boat rocks. Really try to keep those arms by your ears. I see Winnie's are moving a little bit. Keep those knees nice and straight. Good job. Now rolling over into our banana series, we're going to come into our banana pose, and you're going to see that I'm going to place my hand underneath her back because it was not flat. Okay, we're going to hold this position for 10 seconds. Try to lower your legs as far as you can without your back lifting up. And we're going into those banana rocks. Don't let our feet touch the floor, and keep those arms by your ears. Squeeze those knees. I can see that Winnie's are a little bit sloppy and not tight, but she's working on it. She'll get it. She's amazing. Good, and after 10 of those, we're going to hold it there in that V-sit for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, into egg beaters, beat, and 2, and 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and 7, and 8, and 9, or 10. Good. Come down into child's pose at any point you need a break. We're going to come up onto our hands, or just our knees. We're going to reach up to the ceiling and go into our knee back bends 4 times, leaning back, touching the floor, and coming up. Really make sure that those arms stay by your ears. So we curl all the way back, pressing our pelvis forward to come up. 2 more times, warming up that back. On the last one, we're going to see if we can do a toe grab and grab the backs of our feet and hold it there. And bring it on up when you're ready. Nice job. Okay, our backbend series and everything on your lesson plan is the same as last month, except this elbow backbend rocks. It's going into your elbow backbend a little bit deeper. So we walk those feet out, and we're going to shift it forward into those shoulders a little bit more and get those knees nice and straight 4 times. So again, guys, your backbend series is the same. Just check out that lesson plan. A lot of it is the same as last month. Good, and then we're going to come on down to our back. And we do a few rock and rolls anytime you need for releasing of your back. And we're going to do the same thing in our regular back bend. So we press it up, and we're going to go into that straight leg back bend, and we're going to rock it, shift forward into those shoulders, and we're going to plie and press and plie and press into the knees and into the shoulders. Alright guys, moving into our baskets. This is the same as last month, but we thought we would just demonstrate again anyways. It's our typical just donuts and toes to ears, not a teardrop. Okay, back bends from standing, guys. We're on our feet and our arms are to our ears. We're going back as slowly as possible and coming up as slow as possible 3 to 4 times. Try not to let those feet move. Okay, lead with your head and rock those hips to get them over your feet. Get them forward in front of that point in order to come up to standing. Okay, if you turn out your feet, you're going to end up falling forward, so really make sure those feet are parallel. The next thing you want to think about is pressing those feet through the floor as you stand up so you can straighten those legs and ripple the rest of your body forward to come up from that back bend. So we need to rock our pelvis forward and straighten those legs. Alright, good job guys. Go ahead and bend forward, touch those toes, release your neck and your head. Stretch out your backs. Okay, chin stands, guys, are the same again, but we are still demonstrating them very quickly. I did go a little bit more in depth in this video on how to breathe, so I'm going to touch base on that for you now. So while Winnie is going down into her chin stand, there are 2 different ways you can do it. You can bring those hands closer together and hollow out your chest. So you have pressure on your shoulders and your chin, but you've created this dome-like position where you can breathe through your chest to help hold it a little bit longer. So that is one way of doing it. Another way is, yes, to keep your arms closer together, not to worry so much about the dome, but to worry and think about lifting your chin up off of the floor so that it's barely just touching. So there isn't pressure on it and you're using your neck muscles to lift, to breathe. It's the same as dancing when we releve, and our weight is forward and our toes, our heels are just touching the floor. They're not actually sitting back and standing in your heels. It's the same thing with your chin. So it's lifted, but it's just placed on the floor so it looks like it's touching the floor. So you try either one and see which one works best for you. I find that it works best for certain people, not for everybody. Okay, moving into balancing. Scorpions are the same this month, but I did dive in deeper, so let's talk about that. We want to make sure that our belly buttons are pulled in to protect that back, that our bottom leg is straight and supported and just overall straight. And the next thing are shoulders, guys. We really need to make sure that our dancers are keeping them squared off and not open chest like this, okay? Make sure that that opposite shoulder is pulled back towards that toe and towards that foot. All right, moving into our pike headstands in the center. So we shouldn't be on the wall anymore. Those elbows should be in, their neck should be nice and long and not sinking. Winnie is sinking a little bit in that position. Really press those shoulders down and think about creating that giraffe neck. Coming down onto the floor, onto our elbows, into that elbow stand, double attitude. We pretty much do this elbow stand for the entire year at this level. Okay, we want to make sure that we're lifting up out of those shoulders, pressing those fingertips down into the floor, actually using the counterbalance of our forearms to hold that position. So Winnie nails a pretty good one here later towards the end of the elbow stand practice. She really lifts up in her shoulders. You'll see it, it's coming now. She lifts up. Yes, did you see that activate? That's what they need to practice. Okay, handstand balances. Okay, keep those hips over your head. All right, squeeze those legs together. I should not be able to open them. Squeeze them, nice and tight. All right, do a few handstand balances around the room in your own time. Careful not to dip into that lower back. Press those shoulders to your ears. All right, guys, technique and drill. So we're coming down onto our stomach and we're really pressing down in those shoulders so we have a long neck. We have 10 glute kicks on the right and on the left. So we're pressing our pelvis and squeezing our bum, okay, keeping both hip bones on the floor at all times. Okay, so the leg's not going to go very high. We're going to keep that knee nice and straight. And it's not fast either. They're not big grand battements. They're just little leg lifts. Work on using those glutes. Nice job, Winnie. These look great. Okay, let's go across the floor. So we're changing up the forward rolls and the back rolls this month. We are now going into what's called pike forward rolls and pike back rolls. So pike rolls are done with straight legs the entire time. Okay, now getting up from this pike roll position is very difficult, and we only have right now 2 kids out of 230 that can actually do it all the way up to standing. So watch Winnie here. She places her hands on the floor. Keep those legs straight, roll, and we're just going to press up and then lower yourself down. So you're working on getting as high as you can, but I'm not expecting everyone to stand up, especially in their first year of doing this. So how I would spot that is like this. So Winnie's going to place her hands on the floor. She tucks, she pushes, she rolls. I'm going to scoop in as quickly as possible to kind of give her a little boost. So that one, she wasn't expecting me. This one is how it works. Push, and she needs to use those arms to reach forward to help her stand up as well. It's a timing thing. They need to nail the timing in order to get up to standing. Everything we do to the front, we do to the back. So, back pike rolls. Our arms come up to our ears. just like so. And we're gonna take our torso all the way down and take our nose into our knees as far as we can, reaching behind us. So that way these arms, our hands are gonna hit the mat before our bums. Okay, so I'm gonna lower her down. She goes hands, bum, and then rolls. And those legs stay straight the entire time. So it's a lot of arm strength. Okay, so again, she goes arms up and looks back. This is how you would spot it. Hands on the waist, lower your student down slowly and roll it up, but she needs to keep her legs straight. That was just a back roll. Third time's a charm. Here she goes. Back pike rolls all the way up and over. Push arms to stand up. Our inside outs are traveling to the right, same as last month. Make sure we keep those elbows straight. And the sequence again is foot, hand, hand, foot, all the way across the floor. Now we have our one-handed cartwheels. I spoke about all of the progressions last month. By this month, you should have the majority of your class cartwheeling on one hand very comfortably. Make sure you do to the right and to the left. Okay, so you can see Winnie's looks pretty strong and pretty good. I would just tell her to point those feet and keep that other arm straight. The arm that she's swinging needs to look a little bit nicer. Okay, this is new, guys. We're doing round-offs from standing, okay? This is like a cartwheel, but landing on 2 feet, where we actually pivot our hips to land facing the direction we started. Okay, there's no step hop, there's no running for this. We are doing it from a tendu position because I want the kids to learn what their body is doing first before we start adding all of those extra elements. Okay, there is still a rebound at the end of this. So really reach up to the ceiling when you jump, because that eventually becomes your back handspring and your back tuck and all of those back fancy flips. So both feet come up to that handstand, throw them down, and rebound. Okay, now I'm going to have her go ahead and show her left. 2 feet, so you can see her left is her weak side, and that's okay, we all have one. 2 feet, and she jumps. Again, get those arms up to your ears. Make sure they're really, really straight. All right, backbend kickovers. Everyone should be on a flat mat by the 7th month, okay? And all of them should have relatively straight legs. And if you don't, guys, just go back to your progressions. That's okay. These are front kickovers, where we stand up into our handstand, land on 2 feet, and come up. So you'll notice that Winnie's pretty turned out, so that's something that we need to work on. When she lands in that back bend, see how she likes to turn her feet out into second position? So keep your head forward as you go to land. That's what I was explaining there. Watch. She keeps her head forward and she lands so much softer. Okay, so if you have students landing really hard, tell them to try to look at their feet as they come down to landing. Partnering. Yay! Everybody's favorite part of the class. This month we're doing partner cartwheels, and we're only going to do a single one. So you have me being the base, and I'm going down in this squat position, and I really want to make sure that I am squatting to create a table for somebody to rest their body weight on. So Winnie is going to come into my legs. She's going to wrap those arms around, tuck her head, and she's going to hold this position. So I'm going to lift her up so you can see what it looks like. So flyers, this is how you're grabbing your base. Okay, Winnie, point those feet and straighten those legs. Okay, so that's where we are, and she's going to come back down. So I'm going to go into that squat, and I don't have to do very much work at all. It's all the flyer. So they're going to go in, and you can see I lifted her a little bit too high there and too fast. So I really don't have to do anything other than just touch her hips. So she goes up and then down. Perfect. Down into our deep stretching. It's the end of class, guys. Let's slide it into that right split, and our back knee is all the way up against the wall. Keep that foot in the back as straight as possible. Okay, this is going to help your students learn to square those hips off in your splits. Winnie is very flexible, and even this one is a deep stretch for her. Okay, now not everybody is going to be flat in your splits. I completely understand that. I don't have everybody in my class flat down in their splits in this position either. But Winnie is one of the students who dances quite often, and she dances nearly every day, so she's picking up a little bit quicker. So we're holding it there. You can tell by Winnie's face, it's pretty sore. And come on down. Our last stretch for the end of class is going to be that straddle up against the wall. We're going to scoot all the way forward. Now with your students, make sure the backs of those knees are pressed down onto the floor. Okay, and what I still like to do, even with somebody who's flat like Winnie, it can go a little bit further. If I put my feet up against her back and help just press her a little bit closer into it. Make sure those kneecaps are lifted. Those quads are engaged. Okay, we can flex their feet as well to go a little bit deeper if your dancer is not feeling anything. And she can also press the backs of her knees into the floor to where she has to pop her heels up off the floor to start working into that hyperextension, and it goes a lot deeper. It's sore for her, so feel free to add those on. Okay guys, we touched base on quite a lot. Thank you so much for watching. I apologize for the audio again. If you would like to get a copy of our lesson plans, again, visit our website in the description below, and you can have access to all of our class material for the entire dance season. If you have any questions, comments, I believe our comments are finally enabled, so you can go ahead and pop one below. And yeah, I hope this helps you guys. Thank you.